Something completely different today. I'm going to make waffles. Since FOSDEM is coming up and it's not possible to go to FOSDEM since it's online, I can at least bring the waffles to me. What you need is eggs. This recipe uses 3 eggs. You need some salt, a decent amount of flour, a 1/3 carton of milk, butter, vanilla sugar, and a lot of yeast. The exact amounts will be in the video description. You'll also need a waffle iron. If you don't have a waffle iron, buy a waffle iron. I'm using a green one here, but the recipe should work exactly the same with any color waffle iron. The first step is getting some butter, weighing it and putting it in the microwave, because it is a lot easier to mix molten butter than a solid block of butter. You should get about 125 grams of butter here and put it in the microwave for a few seconds, but not so long that it's completely liquid. It should just be enough to be able to stir it through the batter. Now comes the easy part, which is just throwing all the ingredients together. This is 250 grams of general purpose flour, 1 packet of vanilla sugar, 2 packets of yeast, the slightly molten butter from the microwave. This stuff is pretty annoying to get out of this bowl again, which is why I usually use slightly more than the amount needed for the recipe. Then it's time to add the 3 egg yolks. The egg whites will be used later. And 375 milliliters of milk. Now this needs to be mixed together. I usually use a fork first because it's easier to mix a large mass. This shouldn't take a long time, especially if you speed it up in post-production a bit. This is about an 8 times speed up. After mixing it with a fork, I will use a whisk to whisk it more together. It's also needed to whisk the eggs together to get some air in them and make them more solid. I'm not doing this by hand because it's 2022 and we have machines for that. When the egg whites stay in place when you stop mixing, that's the point at which it's correctly done. Now it's time to put the egg whites into the batter. This needs to be done carefully so the air does not escape from the egg whites, and it should transfer nicely into the batter that will be used for the waffles. I use a large spoon to carefully mix together the egg whites and the batter, and you need to do this until basically all the egg whites are nicely dissolved into this, which will take a bit, so I will speed it up again. There you go, the magic of video editing. Cooking is so much faster when you can speed up things in post-production. Now, this is the batter that will need to rise for a bit, and this bowl is not large enough because it will roughly double in size. So make sure you have a bowl that can accommodate double the size of the batter, and you thoroughly mix everything together. This will need to rise for about an hour now. So now the batter has risen to about twice the size. It's time to put a bit of oil on the iron and then put the batter in it. It's quite important that there is quite a bit of batter in this, otherwise you will get half waffles. It's quite hard to get the right amount, but it's experience. Then close the iron and turn it over so the batter can flow to the top a bit, and you will have a really nice top and bottom side of the waffles. And now it's waiting. It takes about 5 minutes to make a waffle, and it will first start steaming quite a lot, and once it stops steaming again, then the waffles should be done. This is slightly sped up. Then, as soon as the steaming is almost stopped and it stops making horrific noises, then you should have some really nice waffles. And, well, then repeat until you run out of batter. It's that easy. The taste of these waffles is slightly to the salty side, which combines nicely with any sweet toppings you put on top of it. If you want some waffles that are great just out of the box without putting stuff on top of it, it's also possible to just add more stuff to it. Just add some chocolate chips or sugar cubes, anything, it works. Here I will add some chocolate chips. These are chocolate chips for baking. And on the other side, sugar. And now you have chocolate chip waffles. I don't see how your day can get any better than this. This concludes the recipe. Good luck with making it.